But anyway, I'll move on then. We've been working in the plan view for the most part.
Mark, one question before we leave the kitchen sink. So up until today, probably Monday, the students will have the new version or the upgrade, which will have, like I said, just touch the fixture and you can start drawing. On our older version, we're having some issues with the kitchen sink, and it's not letting them draw a waistline off. Are we missing something?
Not letting them draw a waistline
Yeah.
from the kitchen sink to another pipe?
Yeah, it won't let them draw, period. Even a straight line, it won't let them draw.
Okay, let me get rid of this pipe here. And so they're clicking on the little drain and then dragging that pipe down to another pipe. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
And then it just disappears?
And it disappears?
Okay. Now that pipe that they're drawing, that pipe will have to connect with another pipe. In other words, when you get down to the bottom, you got to be real close to another pipe. Is it not connecting to another pipe?
Yes, it is. They got it to do that. So they've got to connect it to another pipe.
Oh, they did. Okay, good. Yeah, that'll be the updated version will be helpful, because now when you get down there close to the other pipe, it will turn red, and that's an indication that you will make a connection down there.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying there?
And then it says, like you said, once it's highlighted red, that means you're drawing or it has made the connection. And like you said, you do have to come off of a main branch.
Yeah. It has to terminate close to a branch. Now, let's say this is a wood frame crawl space, and this is let's say this is an outside wall right here at the kitchen sink. There are many instances where you have to go in and edit those pipes that QuickPlumb has added for you. So I'm going to demonstrate how you would do that. First of all, you want to zoom in to that area, because that will eliminate other pipes from cluttering up your drawing once you're in the side view. But what I want you to do is switch to the side view down here in the view toolbar, and we're gonna look at the same kitchen sink, and we're going to look at what QuickPlumb has done for us here. And this is not a practical arrangement for an outside wall where you have a crawl space. So what I'd like you to do is just click on that branch leading to the kitchen sink, and you'll see that it turned red, and you have a circle at the upstream end of it. Now we're just going to disconnect that pipe from the circle, from the riser, or the stack rather, and that eliminates the those additional pipes. Now, a more practical arrangement might be maybe a Y down here. So I'm going to draw an angled pipe at a 45-degree angle to this branch, and I'm going to come up between the joists. And so now let's say that I'm not quite high enough with that pipe. I can highlight that pipe, and it will turn red, and I can make it come up by clicking the up arrow, and every click is a 1/4 inch. And let's say I want that pipe exposed under the cabinet, which is fine as long as you caulk it good with fire caulk. You can leave the cabinet's going to cover that anyway. We can come on up in here, just so we don't get too high and come up. We don't want it showing in the bottom of the cabinet. And then we can click on the kitchen sink circle and drag our little stack down to that other pipe and release it, and it's going to draw our trap and trap arm back in there, and it's going to give you a vent.
So to recap, Mark, let me make sure we're all understanding this, because this is something new to even me, that usually when I do my drawing, I draw it in plan view, very little in side view, but I can see this as a strong feature in side view of being able to draw and customize your drawings, because you know there's some issues with supports and whatever may be in the way, and you can have it a little bit, or if anything, close to accurate to what you're going to have in the workplace.
Right.
What you did so is you went and deleted the waistline, and then you came up, and as long as you're drawing from a line, then you can pretty much draw your piping back up to wherever you want it to be.
Sure, absolutely. You can edit any of this stuff. Yeah, I can add pipes in the side view all day long. You know, it doesn't matter. And so what I did was, let's go back to plan, just to go over again what I did. See, originally I had the kitchen sink arrangement like this, which might be fine for a monolithic slab. But when you have a crawl space, you got some issues with this, because you're going to be in the block down here at the bottom. You're going to be in the concrete block. So you just highlight that branch leading in that direction and drag the circle away from it. When you release the mouse button, it's going to go ahead and drop these pipes. Okay, and now I'm going to redraw a new pipe in here, but I'm going to draw it at an angle. And now this could be, in this arrangement here, this would be counted as a clean out down here at the Y. Okay, so which would be appropriate, provided it's not too close to the block wall. And now I'm going to reconnect my kitchen sink by bringing that pipe down to the diagonal pipe, and then that gives me my trap and my connections here. And from there, I can click that vent, and now that circle tells me I can grab that circle and move it up into the attic and release it. And then I might, if it's a one-story house, I might just go right out through the roof right here. If it's a two-story house, I might want to bring it in and come up an interior wall somewhere and then go out through the roof. I hope I didn't go too far and just add to confusion there.
Any questions, guys? Or do you need to pause or go back over anything? Anybody? Seems that we're okay. We're following along.
Okay, and I'll make this available online. They can go to QuickPlumb.com, go to tutorials, and they can see this and more videos at their leisure.
Okay.
And so now let's get back to the plan view. Okay, that pretty much takes care of this house. Your code may require additional clean-outs. There is one thing I need to point out is while we're drawing these fittings, these pipes, the fittings that we're using will automatically be recognized by QuickPlumb, and you can view those fittings by clicking on View Fitting Labels, and that's going to give you a readout of your fitting labels. Some of them are kind of hard to read because they're kind of jumbled up, but if you go to isometric view, you can kind of see them a little bit easier, and you can print this out if you want to. So QuickPlumb is automatically keeping up with your fittings. There's one fitting that has a unique aspect to it, and that is a clean-out T, and I'm going to show you how to draw a clean out T. I'm going to go back to that kitchen sink. I'm going to go to side view. Let's say, for instance, that we can't put, for whatever reason, we can't put a clean out right here. We can delete that. Let's say, for instance, maybe this is a monolithic slab, so a clean out wouldn't be practical there, and we didn't want it sticking out the side of the house either. Your code may allow you to put a clean out T under the cabinet. To draw a clean out T, you draw it just like you would a sanitary T, but make it so it's less than 6 inches, and it'll recognize it as a clean out T. And you can monitor the length up here in this length box.
And that's even in the old, without the upgrade?
Yes, that is true without the upgrade.
Okay. Before you leave side view, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Mark, but before you leave side view, can you show again? I missed out on how you added to your event.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Let me go to, I'll show you. I'll go back to what QuickPlumb automatically gives you, which will be, well, I can hold that mouse still. Okay. QuickPlumb is going to give me this arrangement here automatically. So now all I have to do is extend that up. I'm going to highlight it, and that circle means that's like a handle. You can grab that handle and you can move it around and you can extend it up into the attic and on up through the roof right there. Or if it's a 2-story house, you may not be able to go up right there. You can come out in, well, you can draw another pipe and come out into the floor space above, or into the ceiling rather. And you might want to hit an interior wall up here and then come up and out through the roof or into the attic. And so you can add piping in the side view just like you do in the plan view.
I think where I would get stuck is I would be drawing stuff and I really couldn't see where it looked sideways, or like here, of course, side view. And I was trying to create most of my stuff in plan view, but once again, a very strong drawing feature by using and drawing in side view.
Right, it'll build in your slope too, which is helpful when you don't know whether a run of pipe is going to fit in a floor system. Well, this will show you visually whether or not it'll fit. Just to demonstrate that, well, let's get back to where I was going with this. So here's our house. We do have a few additional vents to draw, and that might be a good idea to go ahead and do those next. One thing I want to mention is, as you can see, when I go to side view now, my washer and my kitchen sink are both in line together. And so they're all jumbled up, and I really can't work with that very well. So I'm gonna zoom in. Let's say I just want to work on the washer right now. I'm going to zoom into the washer area, and now when I go into side view, my kitchen sink is not there. It's not in the way. It's not going to interfere. Now I can work on these pipes without interference and without confusion. So now I might decide to go ahead and bring that washer vent out and through the roof.
So by doing it this way, you could draw or have it captured where you could draw a fixture at a time if needed.
That's right, and you can zoom into that